If anywhere that you have a population of 170 million, anything, just about anything you do is going to be a success.
It means consumption is extremely high.
To feed them is business.
Huge population.
To cater for the emerging middle class is business.
Huge income per capita.
To in fact address the technological requirements of Nigerians is business.
Bigger market for companies.
Not long ago, Nigeria was associated with economic stagnation, volatile exchange rates, high inflation, unsustainable budget deficits, and high external debt. Indeed, average GDP growth was only 2.85% in the decade of the 1960s, minus 1.42% in the decade of the 1980s, and 2.5% in the decade of the 1990s. Similarly, the country's episodes of hyperinflation peaked at 72.8% rate of inflation in 1995 and a debt-to-GDP ratio of 157% in the same year. For the ordinary Nigerian, these economic outcomes translated into an average wealth of only $260 per person in 1989. Today, the situation has dramatically changed due to difficult but necessary macroeconomic and structural reforms being implemented in the country since the return to democratic governance in 1999. Reforms that have largely continued and somewhat intensified under the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan.
And for me, Nigeria is almost the last great undiscovered land, and the opportunities are just immense.
With the rebasing of the Nigerian economy, we have seen that income per capita has gone up somewhat.
To fill in the infrastructure requirements of an emerging strong economy and a people that are well connected to a world that is also in need of global connectivity, I think we have businesses.
We have an ever-improving operating climate. The government is continuously liberalizing several sectors of the economy.
President Jonathan last year inaugurated the first ever National Competitiveness Council of Nigeria. This underscores the importance that government attaches now to the issue of creating enabling environment for businesses to succeed.
So you have an ever-improving operating environment, you have a huge market, you have the rule of law taking roots more firmly. Nigeria has practiced democracy for over a decade now continuously. And so as things continue to improve, we expect that the operating environment would only favor businesses more and more every day.
The federal government is making funds available to the commercial banks through the Central Bank of Nigeria so that those who are interested in investing in agriculture can access these funds at a much lower interest rate. So that's very encouraging.
Federal government sees that rice is a very important staple and therefore promoting it. And that's why we put a lot of money. The total value of the investment we have so far made is about 9 billion naira. 4 billion in Igbo and 5 billion in Adani, supported by Nigerian banks who are also lenders, in addition to the long-term finance provided by the federal government.
I've been in Nigeria for some time. I was born in Nigeria. As I grew older, I see an incredible economy, a country of opportunities, blessed with people, human resources, blessed with natural resources. It's a compelling business place for people to come and make money, to grow the economy, and to impact people.
Our experience is that the return on investment is quite high. In 2013, for example, Transcorp reported revenues of about 25 billion and profits of about 9 billion. That means that the return on investment is in the 30 to 40% range. I think this compares very, very favorably with investment returns around the world.
I know that in other parts of the world that I've had some experience and opportunity to operate and work, if you find a 5%, 6% return on investment in agriculture, it is fantastic. Here, there's potential, depending on what sector you also go into, there's potential to do 15, 30, 40, 50 or 60% profitability and return on investment in certain areas within this sector in the economy.
Nigeria now enjoys internationally acclaimed economic stability. The government protects intellectual and property rights through the rule of law. Corruption and red tape is being systematically dismantled. Political transitions have been largely peaceful, and the investment climate in the country is rapidly improving. For the ordinary Nigerian, these economic outcomes translated into an average wealth of over $2,688 per person in 2013.
In the area of infrastructure, for instance, power being part of it, we committed $2.5 billion into the Power Africa initiative of the US President. To date, we have invested close to $300 million in acquisition and refurbishment and expansion. And we also have just concluded with General Electric to add additional 1,000 megawatts. That will cost us about $1 billion.
At the time we started in Tennessee, we started as a small, IT advisory shop. We'd focus on providing IT consultancy services to banks, to the oil and gas business, to governments, and some other verticals. But what happened was, as we were doing that, we were also conscious of the thing happening in our environment. We're identifying what we call white spaces, essentially opportunity areas. And we couldn't help but begin to invest in those opportunity areas. So essentially today, what started as a small IT advisory firm, has become an investor in real estate, in oil and gas engineering services, in fast-moving consumer products, and all these lines of businesses I mentioned that we have invested in are doing very, very well.
We're expanding across Nigeria. We're building studios. More studios are coming up in our premises. We've just launched our Benin and Edo State studios and just commissioned it a few weeks ago. We're going to Kano, where everybody's running away from. Because, as you know, wherever there's a challenge, that's where the money is. People run away from challenges. We run into there because we see opportunities.
I'm proud of the fact that Nigeria provides the soundtrack to Africa. Nigeria movies and Nollywood provide the 7 p.m. experience to Africa and the diaspora. If you go to YouTube, you will see that in the last 2 years, there's over 700 million views on Nigerian content. We're global. We're in 200 countries.
We have, as you know, the biggest hotel in the country, the Transcorp Hilton Hotel at Abuja. But we don't want the Transcorp Hilton experience to just be limited to Abuja alone. We want to take it to Port Harcourt, we want to take it to Lagos, we want to take it to Warri, we want to take it to other commercial centers in the country. This is going to cost a lot of investment. The returns are huge, and two, that beyond returns to investors, you actually feel satisfied that you are making appreciable and visible impact.
Nigeria's tag of emerging economy has not come without clear indices marking her growth. A steady economic stability signposted and stamped by the world's most acclaimed rating agencies and analysts. Vibrant investment profile evidenced by repeated oversubscription of Nigeria's foreign bonds and the award of Africa's best Eurobond. Sectoral reforms in agriculture, telecommunications, banking, the creative industries and ICT, and meritorious appointments in key economic institutions. All these tell a new story, the story of a new day in the world's most populous black nation. They indicate quite clearly that there is no better time than now to bank on Africa's giant.
Having been categorized as one of the mint companies now that the BRICS countries have not done fairly well in terms of ROI, with the exception of China, Nigeria has all the trappings of the best investment destination in the world at the moment.
Nigeria remains some place where you are certain of your returns if you know what you're doing. The whole landscape is replete with success stories of foreign companies that have come to invest in Nigeria and are smiling to the bank. So I'd rather invest in Nigeria than any other place.
Anyone who's thinking of investing in Nigeria has a workforce that's, for want of a good expression, at their beck and call, because Nigerians are very industrious and hardworking people.
For us, it's not actually the quantum of the amount we invest that's important. It's the level of impact that we create at the end of the day that matters most to us. We want to see, for instance, children do homework at home at night because we provided electricity to them. We want to see people move their goods from the hinterland to where they have economic value because we help to provide the real functional rail system. This to us was important, not necessarily the amount of money that we invest.
With an average GDP growth topping 7% over the last 7 years, Nigeria is in the leading pack of the world's fastest growing economies. With falling single-digit inflation, a low debt-to-GDP ratio of 11%, rising per capita income and continuing political reform, it is fitting that Nigeria is Africa's #1 destination for foreign direct investment.
I would probably give 2 or 3 pieces of advice towards investing into Nigeria. One, don't take people's views of Nigeria, get yourself into the country to understand, because the view of Nigeria from outside versus the view from inside is 2 different things. And you can only really feel Nigeria when you're in it. I think secondly is come with your eyes open. Don't expect to be able to take what works in the rest of the world and say it's going to work in Nigeria. You have to give it a Nigerian flair. And third, work with the Nigerians. You know, you've got to be there, you've got to be part, and they've got to be part with you. It's a process that you win together.
Nigeria is the best kept secret. What happens is that people come over here, they invest, they're making tons of money, and then they go back and tell others, don't come here, it's not safe. What does it do? It gives them a monopoly. But, speaking seriously, this is the place of choice in terms of investment.
I would say, in my own parlance, that Nigeria is the only adventure left in the world.
It's been wonderful, and there's so much opportunity over here that I would definitely invest.
I've been in Nigeria for some time. I was born in Nigeria. As I grew older, I see an incredible economy, a country of opportunities, blessed with people, human resources, blessed with natural resources. It's a compelling business place for people to come and make money, to grow the economy, and to impact people.
With industry and non-oil sectors already staring, Nigeria is the place for genuine growth, and now is the time.